Hi guys, now we are going to discuss arrays. It is a very important concept in Java. So let's see how to declare and how to implement arrays. Arrays is a very important concept in the DSA as well. So let's see. So first of all, we are going to mention a type of the array. So basically array we are using to store elements of same type. So first of all, you need to mention the number of elements that you are going to store as well. So I am initializing the array here. So array. Okay, so this is known as initialization of the array. So int is basically saying the type of the element that you are going to store, and this you are just initializing, not you are going to declare the size. So array, the name of the variable. In the next line I will come here and I will initialize some value, so new of type int, and I am going to have five elements in that. So this is the initialization and this is the declaration of the size, not the actual values you are declaring, just size you are saying that you are going to have a new array of integers, all are integers only, and if not not having any integer, you are trying to store a string, then it will be going to throw an exception. So I have a size integer of 5 elements. So this is one way of declaring. Next way is you can have int array. So I'll put here is equals to new of int type. Here only I can mention 5. So already I have array, so I will take array 1. So now you can observe I have an integer of array 1. So I will declare here only in the same line is equals to new of integers type with 5 elements in that. So I cannot store other more than 5 elements. So this is one of the drawback of the array, but it's still used in the industry, because suppose if you want to store a minimal elements or the number of elements only the particular elements, you should not exceed that. If then the number exceeded, then you don't allow that. So in the situations array is used. So in spite of these normal arrays, we have something called dynamic arrays. So in C++, that is known as dynamic arrays, that we will be having in STL, standard template library. In that we will be going to have dynamic arrays, but in Java we are going to have dynamic arrays in the name of array list. So array is also a very important concept in DSA. That's also we are going to see. So what is the use of that dynamic array? So it can increase the size of itself. So we will see that theory and the conceptual and coding as well for the dynamic array. But this is the static array which can store only the particular number of elements. So yeah, I hope you understood this. Now you can have the array 1, the values. So you can say 1, 2. So basically this is also one of the correct syntax that you can use, that basically int array name, and directly without using the new keyword you can initialize all the number of elements that you want and finally place the semicolon. So basically this is the 3 ways of initializing and declaring all your variables. Now I will show how you can traverse these 5 elements. So traverse means you have an array. How you can print all these 5 elements in the terminal, in the console here I am saying. So this is one of you can use normal loops to print this. So I will show with the help of for loop. So for in this I will take a variable called I. So I initialize start with 0. So I can have I less than array dot length. So remember this length is an inbuilt method, so you can directly use. So dot length means basically it will measure all the length of the array. Basically in our case the array length is 5. In majority of the programming languages like Java, C++, Python, C, any language, JavaScript, any language that you see, the start the array indexing with 0 indexing. 0 indexing basis. So this is very important. Okay, I just wrote comment here for you only. So you are starting with 0 and you are going up to last element. So the size will be remain 5 only, but the starting element index number will be 0. So you can count in this fashion: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically it will go from 0 to 4 here, but size is 5 only. That's very important. Now how you can print all the elements in the console? So in the regular manner how you print, just you will mention system ln. Here you come and simply mention whatever you want to print in the terminal. So you want to print the array elements, so you can simply mention like this. So basically inside this you are going to pass array, this variable, and inside that array you are going to have, so basically this will print all the values in the terminal. So you can see all it is printing from starting from 1 to 5. These are the elements that are here. So I forgot to mention before printing this one, you can simply mention just So the basically loop, what it will do, it will travel all the elements and it will print all the elements in the terminal. But you can also do one element also. So basically I will print array of 0. So what it will do, it will print the array of 0, means the first element it will be going to print. Now only I said arrays are 0 indexing, means the arrays of 0 is this one. Now let me print that, so that you can see. So array of 0 is 1, so you can observe the array of 0 is 1. Now what if you want to print array of 5? So array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. So there is no array of 5. So let's see what happens. If I try to print that array of 5, so there is no error or warning over here. Let's see what happens. So basically it is throwing an exception in thread main Java array in out of bound. So this is very important, array out of bound. This is one of the exceptions. So we will see what are the exceptions in the upcoming videos. But remember, you cannot have whatever the length, more than length, you cannot have that. But you can have the array of 4. The array of 4 is our 5. So let me run and see that. So you can clearly see the array of 4 is 5. So like that you are printing a single element, like that also you are accessing the multiple elements as well. Now only that we have seen very clearly. And another thing also we have with the help of enhanced. So this is also one kind of loop that is very important, that is known as for each loop. So now I am going to print the same all the elements in the terminal with the help of this for each loop. So the syntax would be something like this. So yeah, the same syntax, but in spite of passing a separate variable I and its increment and its condition, but you can have simply like this. So you will going to have int, means this is the type and this is the variable, and you are going to have some not here after that variable. So place colon and on which one you want to traverse array. So after traversing, what you want to do, you just want to print something in the console. So basically now what I did is, so this syntax is known as for each loop. So inside that this kind of syntax is valid only for the kind of arrays or array list, a linked list also, because a continuous number of things will be there, so that you can able to access this kind of syntax. So we are declaring an integer of this is a variable that is known as num, and we are iterating on the array one by one. We are printing with the help of this num. We are going to print all the num array elements. User will give inputs from the console, but again we are going to print the elements in the console. So for that we need to have a package called utils. In the utils we need to have scanner. So first of all we need to import that. So I will show how to import that. So say import. So from the Java folder you will be going to have these all folders. Inside these all folders you are going to have from the utils folder. You can simply say it will going to give you suggestions. So the first one that you are going to import. So place the semicolon. So basically first you need to declare that, so that so I will say scanner. So basically it is imported, so say scanner, and you are going to have some variable. So say new scanner system dot in. So this is the syntax that you need to follow. This is very important to take any user input. So after that, next line you need to, so we will be asking the user to enter elements. But one more thing I forgot to mention, that you need to take the array, because if you did not mention the array, how user can input the elements and where it will store. After basically the user will enter the elements, it will store in the array. So for that also the size is required, right? So for that you need to initialize. You need not initializing the values, you need to initialize the array, that's it. So after that you need to iterate. So after that you need to iterate with the help of the array.length. So sorry, if you whatever mentioned there you need to take here also. So you need to iterate that, and you need to store them in the array. So sc dot. So next. So basically we are taking inputs from the user. So that's why we are going to say next int, and finally place this colon. So what this for loop will do, basically this for loop will, with the help of this sc, it will be going to take the user inputs from the user. So next what we are going to do, already we have seen, with the help of the for each loop we are going to print in the console itself. So for array, on the array we are going to traverse, and finally what we are going to say there, we are going to print something in the console. So what we are going to say, we are going to say just array of num. So basically this is the syntax. So I just zoom out a bit, and if you can see clearly, so we have in a class, we are importing the scanner. So we have declared an array because for the size, and basically here we have a scanner. It will take you from, we are declaring the scanner as C, and we are asking user input as an array, and we are storing all the values in the array, that is array of 5, and finally we are printing. So let's see what happens. So yeah, I found out the error that what I am seeing is, so there are many methods in the Java. So we all know some of the methods like array.length can be only accessed. So now you can see clearly, it is very important that, so it is asking enter the elements in the array. So now we are going to say that we are going to enter the elements, so we are storing that in the array. So finally we are printing all the elements, the array elements are, so this is just printing in the terminal. So with the help of the for each loop we are printing in the terminal. So let's see what happens. Say java dot, I will compile first, so after that I will enter some random elements. So finally you can see the elements are like that, and it is printing in the terminal.